course, explicit instruction at school with what we expect them to work on. And then it's more of a process for them to work with their families, because we've been asked as a school to include the parents more in the process, so now we're doing that. So these are not projects that are a part of their grade. We're not grading these. We will look at them to see if they got done, and we will hope and encourage you to reach out to us if you notice there's something in particular that your child is struggling with. Fifth grade writing, it goes from fourth grade to fifth grade with the expectation for their writing, and their cognitive demand is a lot higher in fifth grade with what they recognize in their reading and what they put out in their writing. And we know that as a school we need to improve that, and so this is one avenue that we're using. And of course, if you have Canon for Language Arts, they will write until their little fingers fall off.
Yeah, writing's supposed to be fun. We don't want to make this a painful thing. It's not a big project. It's not a big thing where you're going to have to go to Michael's and all that. It's just like,
Maybe.
so once every, probably every 2 weeks, something like that. So don't, if something happens and you can't do it, let us know. So don't, we want to make it. Yeah, it'll be about a week. Next up, arts programs. Oh, we have all kinds of arts programs. Right now we're in the middle of music, right? We just started that this week. We have dance, we have the visual arts, we have all kinds of stuff. That's where that MKS money goes to, is for those people. Yeah, so...
So you should have seen the blue envelope today, too.
Yeah. No, I'm
okay,
waiting on it.
Canon and Commander's class, Hewitt's class, you'll see it tomorrow.
They'll lose it.
As they're looking, I know the fifth grade committee talked to you, and they have this huge, well, it's not huge, sorry. It's about 4 or 5 pages of information. We're gonna send it home with your child tomorrow. That way you know that it's coming home and you'll get it. Because there's great information and they've run the details and it's giving you more hands-on. But we're like, if we leave it here, we can't guarantee every parent's gonna get it. This way, it goes home with your child tomorrow, so now tomorrow night you can go, hey, where's that fifth grade thing? And they can pull it out and we will all send it home tomorrow. Okay, so you have that.
Yeah, so, that's another. So, I don't know if you had the funding straight. So MKS funds the arts programs and the extra stuff. PTA is just PTA. Fifth grade committee pays for only fifth grade, nobody else in the school. It's for our camping activities, Colonial Day. It literally goes, it's fundraising for themselves. The last thing we need is this. This is a lunch application, okay? We get what are called Title I funds from that, and that's a huge source of funding for the school. Essentially, if 35% of the children at this school are on a free or reduced price lunch for the government lunch program, we get extra money because they figure we need it. So we've been sending these home, for intervention. It pays for all kinds of things, supplies, teacher specialist for kids who need ELD assistance. It pays for a lot of wonderful things. And that money is vital to us. So we've asked you to either mark no, I'm not gonna have a free lunch, or I filled it out online, or filled it out, but we need that from everybody.
So a lot of the kids in my class this year are lunch bringers, which is great. But even if you count on bringing lunch every day, if your family would qualify for free and reduced lunch, it helps the school. But there's a place for you to fill it out and say, no, we're not interested in doing this. So we're very close to 100% in my class. I'm only missing about 5 people. So thank you for doing that. It means a lot to our school. If you want to see people beg for money, if we don't reach our numbers with that,
that'll really happen.
Culture will change radically next year. So it's a big deal. And behind the scenes, there's a lot of support that is handled by office staff right now that will be on teachers, which will mean even more for us.
Yeah, our school's always on the edge because we're not really, we're more of a middle class area. A lot of the other schools have no problem getting it. We're always just barely getting the percentage. And it helps us tremendously, it really does. So if you could be mindful of that, that would be greatly appreciated.
I have a question about
Yeah.
So it's one per family, so if we did it online, would there be record of that?
Yeah, just let us know. Have your child tell us or write us a little note.
I told her to tell you, but.
I had a lot of students
Okay.
and I just said, tell me, I did this online, and write your name on the form and write on there, I did this online.
Yeah,
That's
she told
good.
me.
Because middle school and high school, yeah, they've already asked too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's a huge, huge source of funding. Oh yeah. That's just the routine form, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have seen this for years too. It usually has more, 2 or 3 copies. Now they've gone single, so you don't even have to keep one. It just comes back to
That's
us.
just your basic
Student-
student teacher parent contract.
Toll had it, you have it, Hoover has something like this, so same thing.
It's what we promised to do, what the students promised to do, and what all of you promised to do.
Yeah, so when you take us to court, we'll bring that.
Nice. Okay, website, Keppel website? Okay. Oh, you're on.
No, I don't like that.
I'll do it. All right. So there is a Mark Keppel website that we've done. We had our own, and the district sort of streamlined it, and they all have their own. There's a GUSD app that you put on your phone. It's great. I use it myself for the calendar, just for that alone. But it gives you all the information. They don't bug you with notifications or anything like that. I would recommend putting that on your phone. What else here? Oh, you want to do that? Oh, you would love to do that.
Attendance. I have a couple big pet peeves, and one of them is pulling students out early unnecessarily. I know the traffic is bad getting out of LA, but please do not call our classrooms to pull your kids out early. If you know you're leaving early, let your child know in the morning to let me know, and then I can plan on it. When I get that phone call at 2:15, I'm in the last stages of trying to wrap up my classroom, and I have to stop everything for 36 kids to tell one child that you're being signed out 9 minutes early. So, doctor's appointments, sometimes you can't avoid it, but if you can, please try to. Please try to. That's the attendance side. We haven't had too many recently, but PE is state law. So you can't just say PE is kind of a free recess. That's still part of school, so we're supposed to plug for them. And then tardies. These are my tardies so far this year. No, it's not one child. I would be having a private conversation if that was one child. But it's you. No, just kidding. When they're late, they feel awful. They feel awful. And I don't make that big a deal other than hurry up, let's go. Because usually when they come in, I've already started teaching the kids who have already moved around.
We've already
So this blue one means they were pretty late. And they were really disrupting the class. And they feel bad because they're trying to climb into their desk where there's already another kid sitting from another class, and it's really hard on them, and they're 10 and they're really sensitive. So if they're hard to get out of bed, suck it up, buttercup, and get them out of bed. And often, the other thing that I'm noticing with the tardies and the home maintenance stuff in the morning is I have kids who aren't eating breakfast, and they can't learn if they're hungry. They'll tell you they don't want to eat, and they don't want to eat. Again, please really encourage them. I get it, milk products sometimes disrupt their stomachs, so even toast and a banana or peanut butter toast and a banana at home, if your kid's not allergic to peanut butter. So, and lunch, some of the kids are skipping lunch. They're wasted. They cannot concentrate if they don't eat. They need yeah, and so they need to eat nutritious meals. That's important, and particularly in the morning. Our lunch is a lot later this year than it was in previous years. They don't eat lunch until, actually, like the bell rings at 11:50, but often they're not eating until after 12. So if they haven't eaten from the night before, that's too long, and they're not learning because they are just exhausted. They're just falling asleep on us, so that's bad. So the tardies, we all know that the drive-through lane is a nightmare, but if you get here at let's see, 7:40, it's not bad. It's not bad. If you're here at 7:45, it starts getting pretty bad. And at 7:50, it's ugly. So my tip for that is if you are later than you think, park one block over and walk in. It's way faster than waiting in the line every time. So that's important. Please be on time. Please be on time. The other thing is, if they're sick, don't come. If they have vomited, they're not here for 24 hours. Please. We've already had a little stomach flu in my classroom. And it's not pretty, and it goes around because the kids are so close to each other. As adults, you're sitting as far away from each other right now as they do in the classroom. Whatever the germs your partner has right next to you, you're going to get tonight. And they're a lot more germy. They're touching with their mouths, and they're touching the chairs and things. They touch each other. But so if they have a fever, as soon as the fever stops, it's another 24 hours before they come back to school, please. We will deal with getting them made up, and we will help them get made up. But we don't want them here when they're sick. First of all, they don't learn anything. They're out of it. Second of all, they're spreading that love all over. So that's that. Okay. I already talked about interruption of instruction. Oh, food allergies. I have a couple students that have very serious food allergies this year. So we're asking as a kindness, if you have a student in Cannon's class, to not send any nut products to school. That's all we can ask. We can't make you not bring them, but we do have kids that have violent nut allergies in my classroom, so that's that. Then, oh, no, I'll do that later. You want to do birthday? You think I'd do the birthday?
Oh yeah, that's great. No birthday food allowed. So it's always worse when like one kid starts it and then they all feel they have to do it, but we're not allowing the cupcakes in the office, and you don't want to bring out all, and then the office is going to tell you to go home. So we're not doing parties, or we don't have time for it anyway instructionally. We love your kids and their birthdays, but too bad on that one. PTA reps, there are papers back there near our sign-in sheet for room representatives and PTA representatives. What else?
Oh, okay, I'll do it. We're a public school. We can't make you do anything other than bring your child, and that we can make you do, by the way. But we can't make you give money. We can't make you do supplies, and we don't want to. I went to Target and I bought everything my kids need in my classroom. Anything you want to give that's a donation is lovely. If you're wondering what some of those items are, you can see us and we'll tell you, because we know what items we would love to have. But they're not necessary, and they do not equal report card grades. So just give out of the kindness of your heart and know that they're shared with the whole class, whatever you get. So
and on hers, I actually do. I will ask you guys donations on the blog for wipes. Kids come in from recess, from PE, from lunch, we use wipes. If you've seen some of their clothes, they just get dirty, and they should. I want them to get dirty, but their hands are disgusting. And we don't have time for them to all stand there and wash their hands. So wipes are great. You hand them a 1 or 2. Some of them are like, I need 3. Fantastic. They clean their hands, they throw it out, they sit down. We either move on if we're moving for after recess, or we start doing instruction. We're not wasting the time. So I had some wipes. I've already asked to some people, can you bring in wipes? So you will see every so often I'll blog, can you please donate some wipes? That's my biggest thing. Tissues.
Kleenex.
That we need. Pencils, I have tons of pencils. Pens, eventually I'll get to
hand
that
sanitizer.
I don't use hand sanitizer, I use wipes.
Well, I do both.
So, again, we have our quirkiness on things. And Hewitt, I don't know what he does. His kids are dirty. My kids are clean. Cannons are messy, kind of, So.
All right, let's see. Other than, okay, I get my favorite topic, hygiene. Your students are about to go through puberty. And I can smell it. They can't smell it. They don't know it. They don't know it. Because I brought it up in the class, and several of my most pungent ones said, it's not me. And I went, okay, so I'll talk to your parents. So, and I've told them this already. They need to have fresh clothes every day, not the same socks. I have 2 grown sons. I get this. They'll tell you they're clean. You do the checking. Clean undergarments, clean socks. And if your family is into it, we would appreciate a shower every day and some kind of deodorant or antiperspirant if culturally that's something you do, because not everybody does, and I get it. But we do appreciate it because we sit very close to each other, and that is one of the reasons my classroom is so cold. So, if you have a child and it's 110 degrees, send them with a sweater. It is that cold in my classroom.
And mine.